right, good afternoon. So I had a question that I wanted to answer, and I realized that if I tried to type it all out, it'd take way too long. So I just decided we just make a video to answer this question. So Deanna asked me this question, and I think it's a great question because my last video, apparently I tried to explain some things, but maybe I didn't explain them well enough. So we're going to try to explain them better in this video here. So the question really is, I always thought dahlias grew from bulbs. And I want to say, first of all, dahlias don't grow from bulbs. Dahlias grow from tubers, and there is a difference between a bulb and a tuber. And I'm not going to go into that, but there is a difference. And so, and then she says, well, maybe seeds and bulbs are the same, maybe not. And so, bulbs or tubers and seeds are not the same thing. And she really just says this is her first time growing dahlias, and she said, well, how do I collect the seeds? So I want to go into a little bit about that right now. So first of all, I want to say that there are tubers. So this is a dahlia tuber right here, and I have some more examples here of some other dahlia tubers. All right, and so the reason if you want a tuber is, let's say you go somewhere and you see a dahlia that you really like. Man, you love the color and you love the style and you love the whole thing about it, and you want that dahlia. So in order to get that dahlia, what you got to do is you got to get a tuber off of that plant, and it'll be exactly the same as the plant that you like. All right, and so that's what you'd want to do. You'd want to go and you'd find the person, and they'd tell you at the right time. They'd tell you a tuber, and you go and plant it, and then you get that plant. All right, and so that's what you need. So you do need a tube to get the same plant as the plant that you like. Now what I do is, so I do that. So I have some that I grow, and then after I pull them out of the ground or in the spring, I separate them all out. And I'll probably do another video later of how to do that. You separate them all out, and then you have more of the same, or you can sell them like that. But what I was talking about, really what I was talking about yesterday, was collecting seeds. All right, and seeds come from the flower head of the dahlia. Now, every flower isn't going to necessarily produce seeds. And so you kind of have to kind of watch it as it progresses. And so usually, like I said, once a flower starts looking beat up, we cut it off and we throw it away. And so what you got to do is you got to let some of those just go to seed. And so what that means is you leave it alone, and it'll grow, and the petals will fall off. And then what it'll do, if it's going to seed, it'll create like a big head on it. It'll grow a big head on it like this. And so again, not every flower goes to seed. And so you got to just kind of watch, and you got to leave some and kind of let them go. And I let them go till they look like they're growing some seeds, so they'll kind of get a puffy looking green head on them. And then I leave them alone until they really start looking brown and dry. And once they're brown and dry, then I cut them off, and then I hold on to this. And inside of here are the seeds. Now, here's what I was trying to explain yesterday. The seeds that are in here aren't necessarily going to look like the plant that they came off of. Because the seeds have been pollinated by a bee who's gone around and pollinated a whole bunch of other things. So they're collecting the pollen, and the pollen gets all mixed up, and then they pollinate this one, and so this one comes out, and it can look like a combination of the other different dahlias. Now, the interesting thing is, within this, there could be 5 seeds, there could be up to 35 seeds, and what I find really interesting and kind of a little maddening is that each seed can actually produce a different dahlia. So just because you pick this and you take one seed out of here, you're not going to think all the seeds could be the same. So all 5 seeds in here, all 35 seeds, could actually grow a different variation of a type of dahlia. Some may look more like the host plant. Some may look more like the pollination plant that it came from. Sometimes it's a cross between the two. And so you don't really know until you plant the seed, and then you let the seed grow. And so really that's the thing. So there is a difference between a tuber and a seed, and they're going to look a lot different. They're going to give you something a lot different. And so if you want an exact match of something, you got to get a tuber. You got to get a tuber of that plant. If you just want to get something fun and new, then you want to collect seeds. Again, the seeds. And I could go more into how to separate seeds and like that, and we'll do that in another video. But again, to get seeds, if that's your question, is you let some of your flowers just go and you ignore them, and if they create a nice big head, they might have some seeds in them. All right? So that's what we wanted you to know. So thank you for asking that question, and I hope I answered that question a little bit better. Feel free, if people want to throw me questions, I'll try to answer it best I can. Also, we really wanted to talk about, we're getting ready to open, and we're going to have dahlias for sale. And so we're going to have some hours this Saturday. We're going to have some hours this Sunday. We're going to be posting those in the next day or so exactly what the hours are. We're trying to work through all that kind of stuff. And so we're excited for you guys to come down during those hours, and then we should have some dahlias for you. The other thing to remember is the difference between coming here or just going to a stand somewhere is we're not just going to cut a bunch of dahlias and hand you to. We're going to actually let you walk around through the field and pick out the ones that you want, and then we'll cut them for you, and then we'll give them to you. All right? And so doing that, I need you to remember a couple things. One is I need you to bring a container to take them home in, because they need to be put in a container. And oh, Buddy's talking now. I thought apparently he wants to share on the video. And so we need to bring a container. We'll provide you with water. We got water we put in the container, and then you'll take your dahlias home in a container. So make sure you bring a container if you want to get some dahlias. The other thing here is, Buddy brought it up. We have a dog on the property, and he'll give you all the love that you want. So if you like love from a dog, he'll give you all the love you want. And so we just ask that you don't bring your pets. Buddy already is the pet on the property. We don't need any more pets on the property, and so we'd ask that you just leave your pets at home. Don't bring them down here. And again, just if you could do that, that'd be great. The other thing is we want you to know that we want to make sure everybody's safe around here. And so children are welcome to come with their families and stuff like that. One of my big rules is children are always safe when they're with their parents. That's when they're the safest. And so I'm really asking, if you're bringing your children, that they stay next to you at all time. We have water several places on this property, and I don't want any of the children to get into the water. And so we just want to make sure they're staying safe, as well as we have things that I really need them to stay out of, and so they need to stay by you. Also, we ask if your children are going down the dahlia that you've talked with them beforehand and you're confident they're not going to be grabbing and pulling on things. We don't want to accidentally, the dahlias can easily be damaged, and we don't want to damage any of them by somebody accidentally pulling on something like that. I think that's all I got for today. Really, is we just really wanted to let you know that kind of give you a little information, let you know that we are planning on being open this weekend, and we will have some dahlias for cut. Obviously, every weekend we're going to have more and more and more and more as more come up, and make sure that you come when the hours are open. Make sure you bring a container for you to take the dahlias home, because you really want to put them in water, and come down and be safe. Just keep your family with you. All right, we look forward to seeing you guys. You take care.